Shalom, coming in spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This lesson is going to be titled Chariots, Whirlwinds, and Clouds. Or, because at the end of the day, that's how we're going to be saved, just through the chariots, whirlwinds, and clouds, or the chariots of fire, the whirlwinds and the clouds. Okay? Because I know, I speak for myself, I can't wait to get out of here. I can't wait, but I can wait at the same time, because I have to wait. That's the patience, that's the suffering. You got to suffer, right? So when that deliverance comes, it's the best deliverance of the world that could ever happen. Right? That's the whole point of waiting for things, like when for me, I have no problem ordering things online. I actually like it. Because one, it's cheaper. We're going to talk about financially, it's cheaper, especially if you have Amazon Prime. But also you get to wait. You get to wait for this thing. Okay, I went and bought it. It's cheaper. I don't have to go walk into the store, right? And this is before the whole pandemic stuff happened. It's just more efficient. But the thing is that when it comes to waiting, you got to wait. You got to wait. You got to wait. You got to wait. But there's good things coming, even though you're waiting. Because waiting is suffering. It is still suffering. You got to have patience. You got to wait. But when you finally get here, this package that you get, something you ordered maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, who knows? It's amazing. It's like it's like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you won the lottery. Because you waited so long and you finally got it. But when you get things quick, it's like, don't get me wrong, yeah, sure, it's nice getting things quick, but then that feeling of obtaining the reward, where it's gone. It's like, whatever. It's not balanced. It's not. And people that don't like to wait are, people that usually dive into drugs because they get that endorphin high, right? They take drugs because drugs do it quickly, very fast. You can get endorphin high from other stuff, from working out, maybe going to the sauna, cooking foods. If you know to cook properly, you can get endorphin high from cooking foods. And then letting the food digest, and then all of a sudden the high comes, right, in the brain. So I just wanted to mention that. But I mentioned that because we're going to be waiting. The elect, the hopeful elect, they're going to be waiting for the chariots to come. So the process of suffering, having patience, of waiting, right, it's going to be rewarded with being delivered. Yahweh Ratasa, of course. But it's going to be amazing. You're going to cry because all the endorphin high, all the endorphins, everything in your body, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's finally here. We're finally out of here. Yahweh, Rakatha Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. You're going to start crying because there's so much endorphins, a brain. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So you just got to suffer. You just got to suffer. You just got to wait. Just got to wait. So for me, I don't I have the ability to not, to not want things quickly, but you're still in the flesh and it happens here and there. But overall, everyone has different personalities, different talents. My talent is waiting. I'm more prone to on the side of waiting than being hasty. That's just my talent. But so I understand that very well when it comes to waiting for things and suffering. Yeah, it sucks. Sucks. We're in the flesh. It sucks. But, at the end of the day, you have to be spiritual about it. Because everything's spiritual. So back to Isaiah 31:5. As birds fly, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending, also he will deliver it. And passing over, he will preserve it. Right? And Jerusalem, or the new Jerusalem, is the elect. Because Jerusalem's going to be brought forth or brought back through the elect. and the 1/3. So you're gonna have women obviously with the elect because we have to procreate. So we have to have kids, right? And the birds is referring to is the angels. The angels, the chariots flying over, because there's gonna be a fight going on, right? There's gonna be a fight going on in the sky. It's the angels of the Esau versus the angels of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so we're gonna go to Matthew 24 and 30. Yeah, suffering's a good thing, and it builds character. It builds tough skin. Because then if you suffer, like at the end, you will get a reward. You'll always get a reward. There's always a reward. The Most High is not going to make you go through something for no reward, right? Unless you're wicked. Unless you're on the left-hand side, then he'll make you suffer and suffer and suffer, and never stop suffering. But if he's dealing with you, you're sincere, you're doing what you need to do, you pray to him, he's not going to make you suffer and not receive a reward. That's not balance. He says he's not an author, roughly paraphrasing, the Most High is not an author of confusion. Okay, that's not his writing. The author of confusion is Esau, the devil, Satan. That's the author of confusion, right? The Most High is not about that. So if you're going through something and you're just like, man, I don't know when it's going to finally come, I can't wait any longer, and you do something out of impatience or hastiness, now you messed up, you fucked up. Because now you got to wait again. Now you got to start all over again and wait. Just because you couldn't control yourself. So and it also comes to controlling your emotions. Being able to wait. Because like in this truth, some brothers that you might think they've probably been in the truth for a while, very good at scriptures and whatever. But because they don't want to wait, because things are going to get crazy out here, right? You're not going to be able to buy food. You're not going to be able to do certain things. Because of the impatience, because they're going to be in their emotions, they're not going to want to suffer anymore. They're going to go take the chip. They're going to go take the chip because at that time, they're going to be giving the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip that's going to have your money, all your information on it, where you're going to be able to buy and sell things. Go to the store, you scan your hand, right? Some people that don't like suffering, right, are not going to be able to suffer as long because they're not going to have control of their emotions, are going to go and take the chip. So that's why I say, like, anytime you have a chance to suffer, fully go into it. Take it and go into it because it's spiritual and it's going to build you up. It's going to make you stronger for that day when the hour of temptation, when we brought the chip, right? That's the main thing. If you take that chip, you're done. You're finished. There's no coming back from that. You can't take the chip back out and tell the Most High, see, I took it out. See, I didn't take it. He already knows what you did. As soon as you take it, you're done. So you need to gain control of your emotions and understand suffering is a good thing. You need to, what I always used to tell my clients when I trained them, I tell them, because they always ask me why I'm so patient all the time, And I tell them it's because I learned how to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the skill. And it's not an easy skill to learn, but that's the skill. If you can learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable, you can handle anything. Through the power of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Ba Hashem, Rakak, Kodash, you can handle anything. It's a problem that people are not comfortable being uncomfortable. They don't like being uncomfortable. So since they don't like being uncomfortable, they're in their emotions and they go do something to make themselves comfortable. Right? So now, Matthew 30. Yeah, so I'll read it again. Matthew 24 and 30. And then shall appear the sign of Son, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Yeah, all the tribes of all the people on the planet, they're going to mourn. They're going to cry because they know that the end is here. They're finished. Right? And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And power and great glory are those chariots. He's going to come with the Father chariot, his dad's, Yahweh's chariot. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Like, you can think of it, for example, on the day of Judgment Day with Will Smith. I believe that's what the movie's called. When he came with that, when the aliens came with that big chariot, which are the angels, right? That mother chariot or father chariot. They call it mother chariot, but the father chariot. That's how big it's going to be, and probably even bigger than that, because it's going to blow out the whole sky. Right? So we're going to go to Psalms 104. Let's start at 1. Psalm 104 and 1. Bless the Lord, Yahweh, O my soul. O Lord, my power, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who coverest thyself with light, as with a garment, who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot. Right? Which tells you the Most High is the one that made the clouds chariots, right? Or vice versa, right? He made that technology, because those chariots have technology, or so-called UFOs have technology to cloak themselves as clouds, right? They can do so many things that we can't even fathom, right? But the Most High did that because that's his technology, that's his power, right? Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, right? So now we're going to go to Revelation 11 and 10 and 12. Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Right? So the voice is going to be Yahweh Shai, right? And the cloud is going to be the chariot, which is the so-called UFO, the spaceship. And the enemies are the other tribes. Because all the tribes on this planet are against Israel. Everyone is against Israel. Right? All the other people on this planet are against Israel. They hate Israel. Because they all had us in captivity at one point. We were all slaves to them at one point. They don't like Israel. They're jealous of Israel. So they are enemies. So when you're talking about, like especially the Christian doctrine or plantation Christianity, you say, oh yeah, the white man can make it. So-called white man can make it. He can be saved. No, first of all, he's Esau. He is our main enemy. He's the number one on the list. Why would you want to save him? He's not trying to save you. He's trying to destroy you. He's trying to destroy you in every avenue, right? So they're going to be hailed as, because they're like, oh my gosh, those are the people of the Most High. Those are the Israelites. Because they're going to be scared too at the same time, because they know what they did to us. They know. Don't let them fool you thinking that they're not aware. They know. So they're going to be like, oh my gosh, those are the Israelites. And those are the people we treated so badly. The Native Indians, Native Americans, what we did to them. The so-called Negroes, what we did to them. The so-called Latin people, what we did to them. Oh my gosh, those are the Israelites? Those are the Most High's people? Those are the ones man, we're screwed. And you're going to watch. The whole place is going to be in chaos. Because they know they're finished. They're done. They're done. They're done. They're done. Like, there can't be rescue, can't be saved. They're finished. Can't wait. But I can wait at the same time. 2 Kings 2 and 11. Getting excited because this is exciting stuff. 2 Kings 2 and 11. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. So it's talking about Elijah and Elisha, right? And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. So he went up by a whirlwind into heaven, right? Which is the chariot. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel. So that's how you know those are the chariots of Israel. Okay? And the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his clothes. Suck it. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. Right? So a chariot came and took him, which was in a cloud, right? Whirlwind of fire. And I mentioned this in another video. If you watch the movie Infinity Wars, that's a perfect example of what it's going to look like. Because Thanos is a Yahweh Shai. So when he comes to the Earth, he comes in a chariot, which is a spaceship, and he comes out of the clouds, right? And if you notice his chariot, it's a whirlwind of fire in the middle of the chariot, right? There's wind and then fire around it. Then he has a trumpet playing, blowing. Yeah, it's just these guys know what's gonna happen, But in that movie, they I guess I didn't watch the second movie, but I think they beat Thanos. But that's not gonna happen in real life. They're not gonna beat Yahweh Shai. That's not gonna happen because it's already been prophesied what's gonna happen. So we're just waiting for it. That's it. Which is the suffering, the patience. But when it happens, it's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna cry. You're gonna shed tears. Well, the elect are going to shed tears of joy, and the people of the planet are going to shed tears of sadness because they're finished. So there's going to be different types of tears on that day. Matthew 24:31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, like I just said, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end to heaven to the other, right? And we're going to go to 1 Thessalonians 4:16. Oh, Slakia. First Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, which is Michael, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Yahweh shall rise first, right? And where are they going to rise, right? Let's keep reading. Then we are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, which is Yahweh Shai, and so shall we ever be with the Lord, right? So they're going to be caught up into the clouds, right? Which are a bunch of chariots. So that's it on that. No need to keep reading. Point has been made. I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. I'll close out by saying, Kal halal Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect, pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, and the 2/3 as well. Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal, Shalom.